Flogas are the official energy partner of Team Ireland, and to keep the energy going from the success of the Paris 2024 Games, Flogas will donate €20 to the Make a Difference Athletes Fund for every new customer that signs up to the Flogas Team Ireland Dual Fuel Tariff, supporting Irish Olympians on the road to LA28. To celebrate, we sat down with Olympic athlete Sophie Becker to explore the support she has had over the years and how it has helped her to become the athlete she is today.
First of all, well done. Congratulations on everything. How's it been?
Thank you. It has been a whirlwind of a few weeks. A dream. I think it's only since I'm after getting home that I'm like reliving the whole thing and just realising what an incredible championships performance experience the whole thing was.
So we're going to take it back to the start of it all. So I'm thinking young Sophie. So who first inspired you to get into sport? Not even athletics, into sport?
Honestly, I don't think there was anyone in particular. You know, I grew up typical child in the countryside in Wexford, and you're just like thrown into everything when you're younger. All my friends were going to camogie, football, athletics after school, so of course I wanted to be part of that too. So I just think it was like the culture that I was brought up in at home in Wexford.
And after that, what attracted you to athletics? Like, what made you stick to this being your sport?
I think just, number one, I was terrible at every other sport that I did. So like an easy process of elimination. But no, I think just the idea of getting better, like even 12, 13-year-old Sophie was just attracted to that. I can't specifically say like what exactly it was, but I just loved the fact that there was times I had to beat things to get faster. Just the idea of constantly getting better, like that just attracted me when I was younger to the sport.
Now, if we were to look at your school, both in primary and secondary school, was sport encouraged?
Yeah, in both my primary and my secondary school, sport was definitely encouraged. Like in primary school, it was in the countryside. We had such a big playground area outside. There was pitches behind, so every lunchtime it was spent outside in the grass, whether it was like playing tag, tip the can, or like, you know, going off playing football. And then when I went to secondary school, I would say it was probably more like volleyball, football, camogie that were encouraged. Athletics was definitely the smaller sport. Saying that, I had a really good teacher, Miss Doyle. She was a diehard athletics fan, and she definitely encouraged my athletics. It was something that I still wanted to pursue. Like going into secondary school, I absolutely loved it, and it was a really good way for me to make friends in secondary school too. So I would say athletics was definitely smaller. You definitely had to kind of push for it if you wanted to make it happen, but it was definitely a sporty school.
If we were to look at the social side of things in your sporting life growing up, would you say that that was your avenue in which you made friends?
Definitely. Like, especially even if we skip forward to college, like a lot of my friends from college are from my training group. I used to live in like the athlete scholarship house. Like that's how I made a lot of my friends. And I think you just naturally gravitate towards those people. Like we have so many things in common. We have the same lifestyle. Like you just naturally gravitate towards those people. Don't get me wrong, I love my other friends for, you know, taking me away from athletics, the crazier side, the more relaxed side, but definitely like that's what I have the most in common with these people. So I think I definitely throughout life have made my friends through athletics, which is great.
Are those still your friends till this day?
Yes, they are some of my best friends.
Do you recall any Olympic memories from your time in school?
My main Olympic memory, it was in 2012. I remember sitting in my room doing probably, I don't know, some homework or something. No, actually, it would have been the summer. So no, I was sitting in my room and I was watching the 2012 Olympics, and I just remember it was, I think the Brits called it Super Saturday, when Jessica Ennis won the 800 and obviously the heptathlon. I wasn't a diehard athletics fan growing up, but something about that night just like stuck in my head. I was like, this is incredible, just watching that. And just, I think the crowd and seeing Jessica Ennis cross the line like at home games, like just I could feel the energy from the TV, so that's something that stuck in my head.
I remember you mentioning Jessica Ennis, and did you have a memoir of hers or a book?
Yeah, I had her autobiography. I got it for Christmas, probably not long after that actually, and yeah, as I've said before, I've read that I'd say about 12 times. I actually brought it with me to Paris to the holding camp to reread. I never got around to it, but I brought it with me, so you know.
You were dreaming about becoming an Olympian, probably like inspired by Jessica Ennis. Now that it's your second Olympics, does it live up to the hype?
It absolutely does. And like after Tokyo, you know, people were asking me, does that live up to my hype? And it did. Like it was my first Olympics. I had nothing to compare it to. But comparing now Paris to Tokyo, like they're so different for many different reasons. Like obviously Tokyo was a COVID Olympics. It was a closed stadium. There was nobody there compared to Paris then, which had 80,000 people, my family there, my friends there. Like, it's so hard to compare. It absolutely lives up to the hype. As I said, they're both very different games, but like, even still, like, recounting and like talking through, standing behind the blocks, like talking through the race, like it still gives me goosebumps. Like, and I hope it does that forever, because it's just the most amazing feeling.
Chatting about the Olympics there, your parents were on the sidelines in Paris watching you. Have they been a big part of your support system through your athletics career?
Like, absolutely. There's no way at all I could have pursued the Olympics or athletics at all if it wasn't for the support of my parents. Like, just, of course, at the start, like, just even trying to get me into sport, like bringing me to training and everything when I'm 10, 11 years old. If I really didn't want to go training, still, you know, pushing me to go and like showing that that's important. And then as I got older, like, I'm from Wexford, all the events or all the competitions were on in like Tullamore, Athlone, like that's 2.5, 3 hours from my house. They gave up literally every weekend to drive me around the country, pick up my friends along the way, drive us up there. Like that, like, there's no way I would have been able to do that myself, obviously. So I would be forever indebted to them for that. And just like the day-to-day support that goes along with that, like making sure I ate a healthy meal, making sure I was able to balance my schoolwork with my athletics and be able to prioritise both. That sort of stuff you only realise as you get older, like, you know, they didn't have to do that, but they wanted to do it and they wanted to support me in that way. So I think seeing me, the fact that they got to come to the Olympics with me, like, it just shows all their hard work and yeah, just keeping me in it, the courage, everything, like it paid off. And it was just so special to have them there. Like, there's a really special picture I have from the Olympics of me hugging my mom and my dad after the final of the 4x4, and I'll just cherish it forever because their hard work paid off. Like, it's just amazing.
How would you say Neuros or Ballykelly in Wexford shaped you as a person?
Yeah, wow. Like, I had my homecoming 2 weeks ago, and it was just so amazing seeing people who have supported my journey from the very start come out, say hi, support me, bring their kids along. Like, it was just amazing. The support at home, you know, even just looking like recently when I was at Paris, all the shops, there was Olympic rings in all the shop windows, banners saying "Go Sophie," like posters along the side of the road. Like, it's just amazing. Somewhere that I went to school, like, have grown up literally my whole life. I never could have imagined that. And just, yeah, day to day, like, people, they take an interest, and that means a lot. You know, I go into the local pharmacy and to fill up my car with petrol, and people really take an interest. They ask me how training's going, congratulate me on a recent race, and like, to them they might just be making conversation, but to me it means something that people take an interest in what I do. And like, it's nice to give back. And you know, I never thought people would be asking me about Ballykelly or New Ross on in an interview. So it's nice that, you know, people now know those places in Ireland.
In recent years, you have run for Raheny Shamrock Athletic Club. Have they also been very supportive in your athletic career?
Oh, so supportive. Like, just before we went off to Paris, we had a lovely club night, and they recognised obviously the work that I put in, but also my coaches, Jeremy, Ger and Aideen. And I think that's something that's really important, that they recognised the team behind me. And of course, they recognise themselves, you know, the support they've given me over the last few years. I was so welcomed into the club, and I love going down to the clubhouse. Again, just people coming up, congratulating me, asking me questions, kids wanting pictures, asking questions like, how do you get faster? Like, I love giving back after all the support they've given me. So it's been amazing.
Your coaches in Dublin Sprint have had such an impact on your career. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, like, just, I would not be after doing anything I've done today if it wasn't for Jeremy, Ger and Aideen. I'm forever indebted to them. You know, it runs through my head, like, just something small, even I can get them to repay them, but like, I literally don't think there's anything that can match up. Just everything, the dedication they show every day. You know, there's days I don't want to be at the track on a wet Monday night in November. They don't want to be either, but they still show up. They bring amazing energy, amazing, like, courage, dedication, everything. It literally wouldn't be possible without them. And I think as well, the environment that they're after carving out in Dublin Sprint as a group, like, anyone who joins the group has the exact same hard work, willpower, just dedication, everything that's needed, I think, to, you know, train really well as a group. And I think that's such a credit to them. You can see the group that's been formed, the athletes that are coming out of it, just the environment they've made, it's so special. And yeah, I have them to thank for the whole thing. Like, it's just amazing.
You were studying here as a scholarship athlete, correct? What influence did DCU have on your athletic career?
DCU, yeah, came to DCU as a little, how old was I? 19-year-old. And I suppose first off, they offered me a scholarship and the athlete house, which was, when I look back on it, that really shaped my athletics career and just gave me a really like solid foundation going into first year as like, you know, a young girl from the countryside who's never like lived away from home. Like, it gave me a really solid foundation. And then of course it offered me there was some really great training groups that DCU offered. I joined Jeremy's one at the time, and just given me the choice and the options and the support, like that was really important.
So you graduated with a degree in genetics and cell biology. How did you find managing that while training and competing at an elite level?
Yeah, I look back on that and I'm like, that was a different Sophie. I don't know how she did that, honestly. I suppose it's just that thing, when you're in it, you've no other choice, you just get through it. But no, look, DCU were great. For my final year, it was meant to be the same year as Tokyo Olympics, which obviously got postponed. So they gave me the option to split my final year over 2 years, which made the world of difference. You know, I was finding it really hard at the time to give 100% to my athletics and to my academics as well. So that just allowed me to split my time and succeed in both. You know, I made the Tokyo Olympics and I got my degree. So that was a huge helping hand. Like, I don't know, I think something would have had to give, and obviously I wouldn't have wanted it to be my athletics or my academics, so I really don't know what would have happened if I wasn't given that chance.
So Sophie, are you still working at the moment, or are you focusing solely on your athletics career?
Ooh, hot news in off the press. I have decided to fully focus on my athletics career. I was working with Pfizer, who were so kind to give me a sabbatical in March to solely focus on Paris. And yeah, look, it went well. I think it was a good choice. I can say it paid off, definitely. And after them giving me that opportunity, like, I just saw the benefits to being a full-time athlete. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great to, you know, have a dual career in your professional career and athletics. But I think the time has just come that I needed to make a choice. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm a full-time athlete now. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you excited for? What are you expecting now?
Like, I'm excited for, I think I got a really good taste of it the last 6 months of, you know, just having all this, I won't even say free time, because somehow you manage to fill it. I don't know, it's so weird, but just not rushing everywhere and just being able to prioritize my sleep and recovery, because that was definitely something that I wasn't able to do. And honestly, going into winter training, you know, it's a bit of a quieter season compared to when the season's up and running and you're traveling everywhere. So I'm actually looking forward to like picking up some hobbies. Like, I feel like I don't really have any, just going for coffee and brunch count as a hobby? I don't think so. So I need to, I'm looking forward to picking up some hobbies and just, figuring out what I like. So to have time to do that's really exciting.
You were saying that you don't exactly have anything else other than athletics. So what hobby are you eyeing?
Okay, let me rephrase. I think I do have a lot of, like, I own a stand-up paddleboard, I own a surfboard, I have all these little like crafty things, but I feel like I never get time to actually pursue them. So yeah, I suppose I love surfing, I love anything to do with the waters, I like stand-up paddleboarding, swimming, anything like that, but I never really get a chance to do that. So I'm looking forward to just having, an evening or a morning when I can bring my supboard, you know, down to the beach and just, go around on it, listen to podcasts. Looking forward to that.
Okay, so nothing new exactly, like you're not gonna bring out the easel and the paint. So
no, well, maybe, like it does, like I have all these ideas, I'm like, I'm gonna have so much free time to do this and that or whatever. We'll see, watch this space.
You were chatting about spending time with your friends, with brunch, coffee, lunches, that sort of stuff. Did you find it a nice way to unwind from like a hectic race week, for instance, or like your training schedule?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I live for Friday was always my recovery day, my day off, my rest day. I lived for Friday. It's the day that, I just get to get a lie-in, which is really nice. And just check in on my friends, meet up with them. The way to my heart is coffee and food. So I'm going to spend my rest day doing what I love. And it's just a really nice way to switch off. Like, I'm lucky in the fact when I leave the track, I don't really think about athletics after that. So I love on a Friday just really being able to switch off and just, enjoy my time with my friends, catch up and talk about anything other than athletics.
Okay, so now this one's a little bit more serious, but did you ever think about the disparity between men's and women's sport at any stage? Or did that play into your decision to pursue athletics in any way?
I think about it in a way that I'm so lucky, and I definitely don't take for granted that athletics is my sport, and I'm so lucky that there isn't a huge gender disparity in athletics. Like, I think, if you get down to the nitty gritty, like even I saw on Twitter after the men's 100 metre final in Paris, you know, they had all the lights and everything and the women's didn't have that, like little things like that. But I think, like, on the grand scheme of things, I'm so lucky to be in athletics, in track and field. There isn't, like, I think if anything, people love like watching female sports like just as much as men's. Everyone wants to know who the fastest man is in the world. They also want to know who the fastest woman is in the world. You know, everyone knows the huge female names in track and field at the minute. And I really think even in Ireland, like, the women are really, sorry men, but the women are carrying a huge chunk of the sport at the minute. And it's great because it's not always like that. It probably won't always be like that, but it's great at the minute that, women are flying the flag.
How does it feel that young people might, or are now looking up to you in the same way that you used to look up to Jessica Ennis, or still do?
Yeah, I still do. Wow, it's like, it's amazing. Like, it really is, like, to be a role model for the younger generation. It's definitely something I don't take lightly. You know, there's certain things I'll post on Instagram and I will really think about who's watching this, because there's younger people watching my stories, my posts, everything like that. But for the most part, I think it's fun. You know, you get to encourage people to get into the sport, to stay in the sport, to show them the fun side, that it's not all like serious. You know, you can go off with your friends afterwards, you can have loads of different hobbies, you can do loads of different things with it and all the friends you make through it. So I think it's a special place to be, and definitely not something that I saw myself doing, but now that I'm here, it's so nice to be able to, like, show people the nice side of the sport and to use social media for good, I think, in particular, because, you know, there's so many negative things out there about it. So it's nice just to be able to show the fun side of the sport and to just encourage people to stay in the sport.